Okay, welcome back, ladies and gents, to Mrs. Wizard's Way. And well, while we talked about this bus a little bit, Wizard showed a few little things. I wanted to share with you a few of the things that I did that we really didn't touch much on in the video where we introduced the Wonder Lodge. But let's go ahead and hop in here. Okay, that's better. It's awfully bright out there. But here we are. We're on the inside. It's a little stuffy in here. There's not as many windows that open in here, and it's all closed up because it's now noticed that it's a lot brighter than it usually is in the shop because it's parked outside, obviously. And so the shop interior is a lot bigger now. It's like, wow, something's missing here. Wonder what that is. But I was doing some work, trying to get ahead of what we were working on in here, and then there was just so much to get done. My headway wasn't making very much headway. I felt like I was two-stepping and doing more steps back than I was going forward. So let me go ahead and show you what I was working on, some things that I had that were worked on that were really kind of cool beyond what the Wizard glossed over in the video. Here's the kind of the structure we had made for the sofa. And it's structure-wise, it's great, and it's not down. That's because I don't know how to put it down very well. I saved all the bits and pieces that adhere it to the structures that they had put into the bus originally, but there are kind of few and far between. And so it's not like in a house where, oh, hey, there's a stud, screw it in. We don't have that. And one of the solutions was to screw it into the wheel well and attach it to some of the floor parts that the bus originally had. But that was getting to be kind of time consuming, and I needed Wizard's help with that, and between him being busy, me being busy, it just was getting harder and harder to do. So the thought was to put some boards in front of it, and actually, let me grab one. Went to a shop in Wichita that sells kind of maybe, they have carpet and different flooring, they have cabinets, they have cabinet parts, and this is just simply a cabinet door. Nice finished wood. It is, and if you look in here, I can see at least it's based on a plywood. It's not a particle board. So that's really, got some good durability and strength to it. The other reason I like these, instead of just making everything myself, is that it's already finished. It's stained, it's varnished, it's done. And it has a bit of a decorative element. It's kind of got a shaker design to this panel. Now this is just one of them I had. I bought several different ones, and it was just gonna be a matter of how do I get and fit and piece them all together. So that was going to be one of the things that I was going to put on the front of this, but it was going to have to be doors because there was storage that was going to be on each side in here. The top, that was just going to be some plywood, some nice heavy duty plywood. I would have probably stained it just to make it look better, not just be raw wood. But there would have been a cushion on top of this. There would have been a cushion back here. And this could have been a bed for a small child or someone rather short, but not for the Wizard and I, because we would not have fit. We'd have fit in the back bedroom area. But I really like these ideas, and I'm going to keep them. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but I have lots of little projects I keep working on, so you never know. I might find some reason to keep it and do something cool with it. I really like the color. I thought the color would have looked nice in here, but we're moving on. Let's go back to the bedroom real quick. So here we are in the bedroom space, and I really hadn't done much back here, but one thing I did do was I did stain all of the exposed wood. And so when there would have been a board over top, and I probably would have stained the top of the board as well, even though there would have mattress been on top of it, it would have looked nice and cohesive. So I stained the top and the front sides. I wasn't going to do much more beyond that because, again, my handy dandy cabinet doors would have gone on top, and if you look here you can see that they match incredibly close. And so this would have been a really good element to jazz up the sides and not just have a sheet of plywood just slapped on there. This would have looked nicer, and in actuality these are pretty lightweight because even though the outside structure is about 1/2 inch, this inside is maybe about 3/8. So it's really not very thick, but it's nice and sturdy. So that was one of the reasons I thought for weight, this would have been really good. So that's all the addition items that I had added to the bus. Some of the other demo things I did is I actually did pull all that really gross carpet off, just some time lapse. But here I did pull all this off, and it actually left a really nice surface on here. because it doesn't come off. So that's going to make it really good when it's time to, whoever I guess takes this on, can glue something back to here. It's not like a headliner in your car where you try and do it, put it up again and there's that foam and you're constantly fighting trying to get it to adhere. I think this will adhere very well. My idea for here could have had a couple of options, maybe some sort of a vinyl, could have been something like maybe a carpet square. That's what I was thinking about doing on the floor. I really was thinking about doing carpet squares, not the whole wall, well, edge to edge. We don't have very many walls in here, edge to edge carpet. But I thought doing carpet squares would be good because A, they're pretty easy to handle, they're lightweight, and being that we're going in and out so much, typically the place it could get wet and dirty at a campsite, if one got damaged, pull that one square out, put the next one down. I was leery about doing a pergo or a kind of a snap in place kind of a floor in here, just because there's so many different surface heights and changes. Even putting a wood base down, it still has enough kind of angles and dips in the flooring, especially where that ramp is, to make it all be level, and it just was going to be a lot harder to work with. So that was going to be my concept there. And in reality, this section here, I probably would have done nothing. Why? Because it's going to be, it would have been behind a cabinet. And it's clean. It is, you know, who cares what the wall looks like behind a cabinet? Nobody would ever have seen it. So this section here probably would have just been left the way it was. There's no sense to add any extra additional weight or cosmetic element to something nobody's going to see. Another element that I had that I didn't have a chance to get put into anywhere, or actually I didn't have a chance to even get it put into the shop, was I did get this nice stainless steel table. And this would have been the table, the countertop in the bus, minus the legs. I was going to just get rid of the legs. Maybe we could have used the legs and put some sort of a wood top on it and used it still in the shop. But this would have been a really good surface to have in the bus because it's durable. It is a little bit of weight to it, but it's so structurally strong. I think it would have done really well. And the thought was it was the perfect length to go from the edge of the bathroom cabinet area all the way to that dining area. In theory, there would have been a sink cut into here. So it would have been, I think, a really good using table for that spot. Notice here's our juke, the one that had that staple that got picked up through the oil filter and locked the engine up. And yeah, this guy has been a little workhorse. There's a lumber yard, literally 2 blocks that way. But obviously I needed some way to get the lumber from there to here. This guy laid the seat down in the front and I was able to get 8-foot boards put in here pretty easily. So the little juke proved to be quite useful for this project. So while I'm kind of sad that I didn't get to take my plans that I had to full fruition, I'm okay. I'm kind of sad to say goodbye to it, but there was a lot more work that it went into it that we thought, hey, we're gonna have time, and then life got busy, and we kind of know how that is. And you're thinking, but didn't she retire? Yeah, she did retire, and the crazy lady picked up another channel of her own, and I'm doing all the things that I should have been doing all along, supporting the channel that I wasn't doing very well. I was still teaching. So I was kind of sad about that. One fun note is that I got to spend lunch yesterday, and yesterday afternoon I'm helping the teachers at my school kind of get ready for the new year because the school year starts very soon. And I'm like, hey, I'll be up there, I'll help you. You know, some of those little things I was doing, I said, hey, I'll show you how I did it. What is the best way to get those things done? Just so they have that peace of mind. Yeah, was there things in school I didn't like? Of course there was. There's definitely some elements of school I did not agree with, but I had some really good friends there, and I didn't want to throw them under the bus and leave them in the lurch of trying to pick up the things that I was in charge of. So I needed to make sure that the person that was going to be in charge of that website knew how to do it and make sure that the school was well represented. And the person who replaced my responsibilities in my department, I made sure she understood, hey, this is what I did, this is what, you know, you might think about doing this, you might think about doing that. It's all her domain now, but she feels so much better. So I feel really good about that. So I know, a little more soapbox, sorry, but I'm happy to be working on the other bus today. That's why I'm in grungy clothes, because I've got more work to do over on that bus to get it done. So that's all I've got for today. See you guys next time. So while I'm kind of sad, hello, I'm trying to film over here.
Filming?
You're making noise, yes. The wizard's over there making noise. I'm almost done.